Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before starting, subscribe and like the videos, it really helps a lot. The content from this video are taken from the web novel and manga series of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Now please enjoy the video. Volume 8 Chapter 4, Daughters of the Beast Race Kidnapping and Confinement Incident, Latter Half, Part 1. We returned to the room and a little time had passed. A cat-eared and dog-eared girl in school uniforms. Their hands are bound behind their backs with shackles made from earth magic, and the gagged. Zanoba and I were sitting on chairs, waiting for them to wake up. Didn't I do anything to the girls, you ask? Don't say stupid things. I'm a gentleman, after all. MGUH. No. The two of them immediately opened their eyes. Realizing the situation they're in, they go, you. Good morning. While standing up, I calmly greeted them, and overlooked the two. The two of them are twisting their bodies, and turn the gazes toward me. Though there's a little fear in their eyes, they're glaring at me. NNUU. A voice of protest. It seems they don't really understand their situation. Now then, where should I start from? I watch the two as I bring my hand to my chin. The two of them are twisting their bodies around so their skirts are overturned, and the young thighs are exposed. It's truly an obscene sight. NNUU. Persena noticed where my gaze lay. She then started sniffing and her expression turned into one of unease. Whether it's what I'm looking at, or what I'm thinking about, she understands because of that nose. On the other hand, Ranoa doesn't seem to understand, and is still glaring at me going, hoo. It seems that Persena's nose is better. In reality, they basically shouldn't be able to smell such a thing from this disease-racked body of mine, but him. And then I suddenly came up with an idea. These animal-eared high school girls were bound, their clothing was in a mess, and they couldn't move. It's incredibly stimulating. Could it be that I could cure my sickness using this? I've heard that all Asura nobles have perverted inclinations. Since I've lost my DT, I might be able to use this method to awaken instead. I didn't hate this sort of thing in my past life. Well, it's not like it was something I loved though. I immediately try out what came to mind. My two hands are moving in excitement as I approach Persena, and touch that huge mountain range. She tightly shut her eyes. What an expression. She's acting like I've done something extremely cruel, hasn't she? There are heaps of women in this world who freely let men touch their breasts, you know. Still, it's a really nice sensation. She's big after all. However, my arousal is weak. Though he should have returned, I didn't hear the first cry of my poor baby. I part my hands from her, my arousal disappears in an instant, and I'm left with a feeling of desolation that has nowhere to go. It really was no use. When I removed my hands, Persena looked blankly for a moment. After sniffing for a bit, she immediately made a relieved face, and then a slightly complicated expression appeared in its stead. Shushu, are you going to be giving him that sort of punishment? No, it was just a little test. At Zanoba's question, I calmly reply and look at Ranoa. The moment our gazes meet, Ranoa glares at me in anger. I may touch her as well. She's smaller than Persena, but she's got some fine ones as well. Generally speaking, there are a lot of huge ones in the Rudeus clan. However, as expected, my tomcat doesn't rejoice. Basically, the only thing that changes is that Ranoa's gaze is filled with even more humiliation and anger, it seems. It's been said that to those interested in bondage, pushing the owner of such a gaze into further despair is the ultimate joy. It's something I understood in my past life. However, it seems that it's a little different from when I see it on a monitor. I don't gain anything from it. The test ends. Now then, do you know what you two have done? First, I made sure. The two of them looked at each other and both shook their heads. Since Ranoa seems like she'll be noisy, I ungag Persena. After thinking for a little, she sighs. We shouldn't have done anything to you, Nano. Ho, haven't done anything. I repeat her words affectedly, and snap my fingers. Zanoba timidly brought over a box. Then when the box was opened, inside were the cruel remains of the Roxy doll. The one who did this was you, right? Like what about that disgusting doll? Disgusting. I repeated Persena's words. To say that Roxy was disgusting. The Roxy that I had poured my effort into, and whose craftsmanship was good enough that it could sell. Disgusting. No, calm down. Be cool. This is a doll made in the shape of my god. Gee, God. That's right. Because I was saved by her, I came to know the world. While speaking, I moved to the corner of my room. There sits a small shrine. When I moved into this room, I immediately set up a shrine. When I open the small double doors, the insides are revealed. L. Like, what is this, Nano? S. Shushu, this is, at the sight of the divinity of the god enshrined there, it seems the two of them were deeply struck. Even Zanoba winced, and Julie was pulling at Zanoba's clothing, looking as though she was about to cry. That figurine is my god. You two kicked it, stomped on it, and broke it into pieces. Rania and Persenna's eyes widened and they looked between my face and the shrine. They then slowly look at Zanoba, and Julie, who is about to cry. They return the gazes to me. During this whole chain of look about, their faces gradually paled. Their faces are like Blu-ray discs, It seems that they understood just what it was that they had done. Now then, do you have any excuses? Persenna thought about my question for a few seconds. She then spoke. Why, you're mistaken, the one who stepped on it was Rania. I told her to stop. For her to make excuses before apologizing, HMPH, very well. Since it's amusing, I'll undo Rinia's gag. When I did, the two of them started clamoring in high-pitched voices. The one who said it was gross so we didn't need it was Persenna, NYA. But the one who stepped on it was Rania, Nano. My foot just slipped. Besides, Persenna was the one who kicked it in the end and broke it into pieces, NYA. When she saw Zanoba picking up the pieces even deep into the neat, she was snickering at him, NYA. To search for those small fragments even deep into the night, even though the ankle parts are as small as a pinky. Zanoba-kun, a guy like you is, right now my impression of Zanoba has tripled. You're heading straight down the Rudeus route, aren't you, Zanoba? Boop. Let's leave that aside for now. Shut up. You two are guilty of the same crime. First I'll shut up this unsightly act. Then, your crimes must be punished. I hand down my judgment. Though I say this, my religious sect was only recently created, so we don't have a precedent on what to do during times like this. What kind of punishment is given in your village during times like this? If you do anything weird to us, 2-chan and G-chan won't stay quiet, NYA. Even in the Great Forest we're two of the best warriors after all, NYA. It seems that Rania has recalled it. That Guys and Gustav are my acquaintances. Then I remember. The Great Forest's punishment. Guys-san. I've remembered. I was given false charges by him. I was said to have done something indecent to Holy Beast Sama, and was stripped naked, had cold water splashed all over me, and spent a week in jail. I see, so shall we do something like that for you two as well? By the way, I'm not in the least resentful about that incident. However, that's how these girls seem to have interpreted it. The two of them are speechless and have become horribly pale. As expected, to that race, that punishment amounted to a terrible torture. No, I'll do whatever you want, so just spare me from that, NYA. You can do whatever you want to Rinia's body, so please have mercy on just me, Nano. Right, NYA, you can do whatever you want to me, Yush. Even when the two of them are begging, they're doing a manzai routine. They sure aren't reflecting enough. Especially the dog. Your Dorudia tribe was really cruel when this happened to your esteemed holy beast Sama, you know. Whenever something happened they'd suspect me and pile false charges on me. Compared to that, your crimes are the truth, through and through. I'm begging you, please forgive me, I didn't know it was such an important doll. Indeed, that does seem to be the case. I won't do it a second time. What, second time? Like you'd be able to do it a second time. Things that are broken will never come back, you know. Do these guys understand how it feels for a person to have their precious things broken in front of them? Even now I remember that moment. When my younger brother destroyed my laptop with a bat. I don't have any intention of getting angry about that all over again though. All I remember is the despair and emotions I felt at the time. They're emotions I had when my only emotional support was broken into pieces. I'll apologize, NYA, I'll even show you my belly, NYA, that's right, though it's embarrassing, I'll bear with it too, Nano. Show her belly. It's the beast race's doggazer that guys did, Even if I see that kind of insincere doggazer, I won't be able to calm down. If you want to be forgiven, then fix this doll. Roxy, Roxy. Right. Even Shushu can't mend it. Zanoba condemns the two of them. But Zanoba, it's not like I can't fix it, you know. You've got all the parts here, and the most important part, the cane, is untouched. I've gotten more skilled at this than I was when I made this. Without any marks, beautifully. That's right. I can fix it. I can fix it, huh? It's not like it'll never come back. They've apologized too. The two of them are repenting. I feel like it's fine even if I forgive them. Or more like, this is a crime, isn't it? If this comes to light, on the contrary, we'll be the one in trouble, huh? For example, if this scene was seen by a certain spear-wielding baldy, no. That's not the problem. The problem is that these two easily broke what someone else held precious. But if I let them off easy here, they'll definitely do this again. I have to carve reflection into their bodies. In the name of the Roxy faith. Speaking of which, since I've calmed down a bit, I'm reminded of some rather more esoteric punishments. Zanoba, do you have any ideas? Let's have them suffer what the doll did. Zanoba's eyes were extremely ruthless. It seems that he's still angry. It's natural, it happened before his eyes after all. If I said, shall we, he probably would leave them in the same state as the Roxy doll. They'd be broken into little pieces by his hands. He'd do it. This man would do it. The neck-ripping prince is in good health. No, Zanoba, killing him is probably going too far. I don't like killing people. In that case, let's sell them to a slave merchant. Though it's forbidden to sell those of the Rudeus clan, if I remember correctly, there's an Asura noble family that finds the beast race irresistible. The daughters of the Rudeus clan's chiefs, if they could make someone like that into a slave, even if it was breaking the law, they'd buy them. Zanoba was wild-eyed. Having said that, selling them as slaves is also probably going too far. It might end up as a war with the beast race. That Asura family is currently on the verge of being wiped out, so it'd probably be difficult. I wonder what's happened with the Boreas family. Not a lot of information reaches up here in the north. Just that it's in quite a severe condition and it might only be a matter of time before the family is wiped out. Listen up, Zanoba. Even if they're like this, they're princesses. If we don't use a method that doesn't cause too many problems, this matter will come back to bite us. As expected of Shushu, even when blood is rushing through your head, to still be thinking about how to protect yourself is. Be silent. What should I do? At this rate I won't be able to feel better. It might be good to just continue looking at this lovely sight. Though this isn't really my hobby, these two are counted as bishojo as well. No. In the first place, this might have become a problem the moment we kidnap them. It'd be better not to hold them captive for too long a time. These two seem to be reflecting as well. I can fix the doll. I'd really like to get this over with on the spot, but, That's it guys, thank you for watching, subscribe if you want more and don't forget to like the videos.